Most careers don't break at the beginning. They stall after onboarding ends. The structure fades, expectations blur, and suddenly the responsibility to grow becomes personal. At the same time, work is changing faster than ever. AI is reshaping roles, hybrid teams are redefining trust, and pressure is being managed, not always well. This series isn't about motivation, and it isn't about surviving hustle culture. It's about what actually helps individuals stay effective, adaptable, and mentally ready after the first 90 days. We'll explore how people create clarity when guidance is thin, how they build skills that matter in an AI-accelerated workplace, and how they protect their energy without disengaging. Because being mission-ready isn't a personality trait, it's a way of working, one that can be designed. This is Mission Ready, thriving as an individual in the age of AI. Artificial intelligence has triggered a specific kind of anxiety at work. Employees worry about becoming replaceable. Leaders worry about faster mistakes, amplified errors, and loss of control. This anxiety doesn't come from technology alone. It comes from uncertainty about how value is created when speed increases dramatically. In that uncertainty, fear pushes people toward extremes. Some over-rely on AI, trusting output without judgment. Others avoid it entirely, treating distance as protection. Neither response builds capability. Over-reliance weakens thinking. Avoidance slows learning. This episode starts by naming the fear, not to validate it, but to remove it as a decision framework. AI anxiety is understandable, but fear is not a strategy. Capability is. There's a growing assumption that learning AI is the same as becoming more capable. It isn't. Tools do not substitute for judgment. Access does not equal leverage, and speed alone does not create value. When careers are built around tools, credibility becomes fragile. Tools change, access spreads, and differentiation disappears quickly. What endures is judgment, the ability to ask the right questions, evaluate outputs, and decide what actually matters. Tool-first thinking erodes credibility because it prioritizes volume over quality and speed over reasoning. Career durability depends on judgment, not how many tools you can name or how fast you can generate output. AI creates leverage only when it multiplies something real. Judgment is that something. Artificial intelligence does not replace capability. It multiplies it. AI accelerates whatever is already present. Strong judgment becomes faster insight. Weak thinking becomes faster mistakes. This is why AI adoption produces dramatically different outcomes across people and teams. When fundamentals are strong, AI reduces friction. It speeds drafting, surfaces patterns, and expands analysis without replacing responsibility. When fundamentals are weak, AI amplifies confusion. Errors move faster, assumptions harden sooner, and mistakes scale quietly. AI does not fix thinking, it exposes it. This is why people with strong foundations benefit disproportionately from AI. Their judgment guides the output, their review improves quality, and their decisions determine whether speed creates leverage or compounds risk. AI is not neutral, it is a multiplier. What it multiplies depends entirely on what it's paired with. AI is most useful when it removes friction from thinking, not when it replaces it. The highest value uses of AI tend to fall into a few categories. Drafting. Creating a starting point so attention can be spent on clarity and refinement. Summarization. Compressing information so judgment can focus on what matters. Pattern spotting. Surfacing relationships that would take longer to see manually. And first pass analysis. Generating an initial view that must still be reviewed, tested, and corrected. These uses save time without removing responsibility. They accelerate preparation, not decision-making. AI helps by reducing the cost of getting to a thoughtful state, not by deciding what should be done next. When AI is used this way, it creates leverage without eroding judgment. AI becomes dangerous when speed replaces review, not because the technology is malicious, but because fluent output creates false confidence. One risk is hallucination, when AI produces information that sounds plausible but is incorrect or incomplete. Another risk is overconfidence. Fluent language can mask weak reasoning, causing people to trust output they would normally question. A third risk is copy-paste erosion. When AI output is reused without evaluation, judgment slowly disengages. Errors don't explode immediately, they compound quietly, moving faster, spreading further, and becoming harder to trace. This is why AI risk is rarely a technology failure. It's an oversight failure. When review is removed, credibility is the first thing lost, long before performance metrics change. When AI makes speed abundant, speed stops being impressive. Output increases everywhere. Drafts arrive faster, summaries appear instantly, analysis scales quickly. In that environment, performance is no longer distinguished by how fast something is produced. It's distinguished by quality, accuracy, reasoning, and evidence of review. Quality becomes visible through restraint, through what is questioned, not just what is delivered, through what is corrected, not just what is generated. Credibility emerges when people can trust that AI-assisted output has been evaluated, challenged, and refined. In AI-saturated environments, volume blends together, quality stands out, and the people who invest in accuracy and judgment become the ones others rely on when decisions matter. One of the most common mistakes in AI adoption is confusing tools with capability. Learning another AI tool feels like progress, but novelty does not compound. Capability compounds through cycles, repeated application, feedback, and refinement inside real work. When people jump from tool to tool, they accumulate access without deepening judgment. The output may look faster, but the underlying skill stays flat. Mastery does not come from exposure, it comes from iteration. Using AI repeatedly within the same problem space allows people to test assumptions, spot patterns, and refine decisions over time. This is how AI becomes a capability multiplier, not because it's new, but because it's embedded inside a cycle that compounds. Tools change quickly, skill cycles endure. AI creates leverage when it is used inside real work cycles, not alongside them. Detached experimentation feels productive, but it rarely compounds capability. Skills deepen when AI is applied repeatedly to the same domain, the same problems, and the same decisions over time. Inside a 90-day growth loop, AI accelerates learning by shortening feedback cycles. It helps surface patterns faster. It allows judgment to be tested against alternative outputs, and it creates opportunities to refine thinking through review and correction. When AI is used this way, people don't outsource decisions, they sharpen them. Outside of real work, experimentation remains abstract. Inside real cycles, AI becomes a multiplier for capability that compounds. The difference is not the tool, it's the loop. One of the least visible risks of AI is not incorrect output, it's dependence. When judgment is repeatedly delegated, judgment weakens. Not all at once, but gradually. Reasoning skills atrophy when decisions are accepted instead of evaluated. Pattern recognition fades when insights are surfaced instead of discovered. Confidence under uncertainty declines when answers arrive too quickly and effort is removed from the process. This is why AI dependence rarely feels dangerous in the moment. Output remains fluent, work moves faster, performance appears stable. But capability quietly decays when judgment is no longer exercised. The risk is not that AI replaces people. The risk is that people stop practicing the very skills that make AI useful. This is why disciplined use matters. AI should challenge judgment, not replace it. As AI becomes common, simply using it stops being informative. The signal is not whether AI appears in the work. The signal is how it is used. Healthy AI use leaves visible traces of judgment, review, challenge, refinement. You can see it in how assumptions are questioned, how outputs are corrected, and how reasoning is explained. Risky AI use leaves different signals: blind acceptance of fluent output, confidence without explanation, inconsistent quality that cannot be accounted for. These patterns matter more than speed and more than volume. Leaders do not need to monitor prompts or police tools to evaluate AI use. They need to look for evidence that judgment is still active. AI does not remove the need for evaluation. It makes evaluation the differentiator. AI misuse is rarely a matter of bad intent. It is usually a design problem. When expectations are unclear, people use AI to fill the gap. When priorities conflict, AI becomes a shortcut instead of a support. And when review standards are absent, speed quietly replaces judgment. This is why AI behavior mirrors work design. People use AI the way the system rewards. If output is valued over quality, AI accelerates volume. If speed is rewarded without review, AI amplifies risk. Designing AI into the work means embedding it inside clear expectations, defined review points, and shared quality standards. Safety still matters, clarity still matters, and signal still matters. AI does not replace these foundations, it exposes whether they exist. Throughout this episode, we've examined how AI fits into work without eroding capability, credibility, or judgment. The core shift is simple. AI multiplies capability. It does not replace it. People who rely on AI as a shortcut see short-term speed and long-term fragility. People who pair AI with judgment see depth compound. Durable careers are not built on access to tools. They are built on the ability to evaluate, refine, and decide under uncertainty. AI rewards depth, not shortcuts. It amplifies reasoning, not fluency alone. And in environments where speed becomes common, credibility compounds faster than output volume. AI does not lower the bar for judgment, it raises it. The people who endure are not the fastest generators, they are the strongest evaluators. When AI is used well, capability increases, judgment improves, quality becomes visible. But as AI use spreads across teams and decisions, a new constraint appears: trust. Not trust in the technology, trust in the work that technology touches. As AI mediates more outputs, people begin to ask new questions. Can this be relied on? Who is accountable? And what standards apply when speed and scale increase together? Individual judgment is no longer enough. Organizations must decide how trust is earned, how accountability is assigned, and how quality is shared at scale. Episode 8 focuses on what it takes to sustain credibility in AI-mediated environments, not through control, but through shared standards that people trust.